Am I the asshole for allowing my terminally ill daughter to smoke and drink? Hello, I am the 42 father to a 16-year-old girl. About 3 months ago we found out via a visit to the hospital that our daughter had a late-stage form of brain cancer and were told that survival was not likely. We tried anyway, but despite our best efforts we found no improvement in the cancer. My daughter is aware of this. Well, recently, my wife was looking for a hair straightener my daughter had borrowed and found a few grams of marijuana, an Elf Bar vape, as well as a partially empty handle of Tito's vodka in her bedroom. When confronted, my daughter confessed to have been using these substances for about a month at that point. She said that since she knew she wasn't likely going to survive past 18, she wanted to try these things socially, and assured us she was being responsible with them. I myself am a user of these substances, as we live in a legal state. I do not vape, though I do smoke cigarettes, drink, and will occasionally roll myself a joint. While normally I would not want my children using these, I thought I could make an exception due to the circumstances. My wife, however, disagrees. She only drinks a glass of wine every now and then, and dislikes nicotine and marijuana. We had a conversation and came to the conclusion that she would be allowed to do these things under my supervision, as long as they are from retail stores and dispensaries and not street dealers, though my wife remains adamant she should not be doing them at all. Am I the asshole? Hospice nurse chiming in. First, not the asshole. Let her experience what she can while she can still enjoy it. I'm assuming she's either got DIPG or glio, both devastating. Just be careful if she's taking narcotics for pain or benzos for sleep, anxiety. The systemic depression combination of those drugs mixed with alcohol really can be a deadly combination. Second, try within your means to check off bucket list items for her. It gives her goals and reasons to get out of bed in THR morning. See if you can get her with Make-A-Wish. They don't just do Disney for little kids. Third, the MJ can help with pain and appetite. And fourth, if she doesn't want to treat, do get her admitted to hospice services. They can be such a help with things you don't know you need right now. Hospice is not just for the very end. Studies show that people on hospice live longer than those that do not get admitted till the very end. The goal is comfort and quality of life. Best wishes to your family. Just take them all. Exactly. Original poster. Sending you and your daughter big hugs and let your daughter just enjoy things. Do a bucket list, nothing off limits. Exclamation mark. Agreed. And hey, you, Inevitable Brush 2686 one thing Reddit is damned good at is helping people fulfill bucket lists whenever they can, especially when they're kids like yours. Talk to your kid, and come back to Reddit when you guys have some ideas. There are all sorts of places, Random Kindness is one, and I'm sure others here will have other suggestions. She's going to die young? Let her do anything she wants. For real. I am a San Diego native. As such, I spent many a teenage weekend in Tijuana nightclubs. When I was 18, a friend of mine had terminal brain cancer. In a heartbreaking but beautiful moment, his mom drove him to my apartment so that he could have some effing fun. We drove to the border and walked through the turnstiles into Mexico. He, with his skinny legs and quad cane, made his way into Tijuana at a glacial pace. A cabbie drove us to Revolucion, which is the main drag. He didn't charge us. The thoroughfare was blocked off to traffic for a holiday. Our driver spoke to the police and got us an escort to the front of a nightclub. We drank and danced and kissed girls. In the end, the cops gave us a ride to the border and we went home in the wee hours. I'll never forget my friend's mom watching with tears streaming down her face as she dropped him off. She watched as I helped her son into my apartment. We made that kind of eye contact that silently spoke volumes. She seemed to simultaneously implore me to look after her kid and show him the time of his life. At his funeral she hugged me and told me that I was a good kid despite being a delinquent. Y'all really out here making me cry on Am I the Asshole, huh? Not the asshole. I'm so sorry that you can't ground your daughter into oblivion and then laugh about it in 30 years when she's a mom. A little vodka won't hurt her, and a little weed might help her. This is such a true and heartbreaking comment. Most parents would be grounding their kids for this, looking out for their future, an original poster. Well, I'm tearing up a bit over it, and it's not even my kid. Original poster, just monitor if she's using any of these things excessively. It might mean that she's in more pain than she's letting on. Primary pain management should always be discussed with her doctor. Since you're in a legal state and given her prognosis, if you trust her doctors, you might also disclose that she occasionally uses these substances to better manage her treatment, but that is your call. primary pain management should always be discussed with her doctor. Original poster. And if she doesn't have a pain management doctor yet, consider getting a referral to one just to build the relationship now. They are great at focusing on improving quality of life when a cure is just not possible. No assholes here. She is going to miss out on so many things. Letting her have this isn't going to hurt anything. Have you three sat down and made a bucket list with her? I know she probably won't get to do everything she wants, but I'm sure there are a few things you can fit in. And my condolences, original poster. I can only imagine the heartbreak you and your family are going through. Agreed. The daughter wants to live her life to the fullest and her mother should let her. My condolences as well, original poster. I hope you and your family are peacefully allowed to grieve and be there for one another. It might be some kind of denial from the mother, acting like circumstances are normal so she can pretend nobody's sick. You are the asshole, for getting Tito's vodka. Come on, at least try the higher end stuff. Nothing wrong for wanting to try some vices. Poor mom is prob coping. Hopefully you can make some fun lasting memories and avoid any more conflict. Only you are the asshole comment that is acceptable, haha. I agree. Buy the poor girl some top shelf. I can't make a judgment on anybody here. Cancer is the asshole. Original poster. I'm so fucking sorry. I was thinking this too. What do I even say? This brings tears to my eyes. I am so sorry, original poster. No assholes here. She should be allowed to experience those things if she wants to, especially since most teenagers do, as long as it's not excessive. But from what I'm reading, it seems like you're a great parenting team since you found a solution with your wife that allows your dog there to live those experiences as safely as possible. So I don't think there's any asshole here. Also, I'm sorry for what's happening to your daughter. Take care of your family and enjoy every second. Not the asshole. I'm sorry she's 16 and dying. This may be an unpopular opinion. In normal circumstances I would 100% be on your wife's side, but unfortunately she's sick and she's never going to get to do those things ever. It would be different if she was like 12, but in a lot of European countries 16 is the age you can drink, smoke anyway. I get your wife is scared, but I'm kind of your daughter's side, plus she has to grieve the life she's never going to have. Not the asshole. Let her experiment and enjoy whatever little indulgences she cares to do. When we found out my niece was terminal, I took a leave of absence from work and spent the last days with that beautiful little soul, and I didn't care if it was 3 a.m. If that kid wanted McDonald's, they were going to get it. The rules change when you have a terminal loved one. The only focus is keeping them happy and comfortable, and if occasionally you can make them laugh and smile, it makes every moment even more meaningful. Enjoy your daughter and know that I'm sending you and your family every good wish and comforting thoughts. I can't imagine what it would be like to be on the cusp of adulthood and know your experiences will be cut short. I think safe usage of substances under a parent's supervision is not the worst thing a terminally ill teen can do. I would just make sure it's not abused to the point where she is not capable of enjoying anything else. Heck, if my 16-yo wanted a tattoo, I would take her to get one at this point. Time to make a bucket list. Not the asshole. I am so sorry what your family is going through. Pot is a legitimate comfort measure for cancer patients. I have no issue with your daughter experimenting under the circumstances. I would be careful with the liquor. Not because I have an issue with her wanting to try it. Only because liquor and some medications can be a disaster when combined. I wouldn't want her doing anything that could cause her significant harm. But, if you check her meds and there is no contraindications with alcohol, then, she can have it. Your sweet girl is going to miss so much. I would let her do pretty much whatever she wants at this point. The only line I would draw is something that would hurt someone else. She's essentially off meds at this point. Myself, her, and my wife came to a collective decision that she'd rather not go through taking a bunch of meds and chemotherapy and whatnot. We figured if she doesn't want to take them, she may as well not. Though in hindsight, she may have asked to get off of them because of the alcohol. Then, not a problem. The things you want to be very careful with in the future would be the heavy pain meds and especially anything for anxiety. If it is a no, there should be a sticker on the label. Or, just Google med name and alcohol. You are a good dad. Your daughter is lucky to have you. I am so sorry that you don't get the time together that you deserve. As of this point, she's not interested in pain medication because the marijuana helps with that. Though, if it gets worse in the future, I'll be sure to keep that in mind. Pot is absolutely fine for that. In fact, it is easier on her body and has way fewer side effects than RX meds. Not the asshole. She's using it to cope for K sake. Go buy acid and do it together. Use your savings and plan a trip with her. Make her time left count. I would say shrooms over acid, but everything else is spot on. Original poster. I'm so sorry your family is going through this. Not the asshole, sending love and light. Actually, MDMA has been used with the dying. The gentlest one, imho, and great for a dual or triple trip. May she and you guys journey well. No assholes here. I think you're right. If she has so little time left, then she should get to experience that type of thing, if it's what she wants. But I also completely understand why your wife disagrees. Allowing smoking and drinking that young goes against the normal parenting timeline, and having to admit that she is running out of time to rebel or party or whatever is also admitting that she has so little time left. That must be immensely difficult, and I do not envy either of you. Stick to your guns, but be understanding of your wife's thought process as well. What a heartbreaking thing to come to terms with. My thoughts today are with your family. Not the asshole. Your daughter has little time left. Let her experience what she can. Your wife is like a doctor who refuses to provide pain medication to someone who is dying because they're concerned about addiction. While I agree she should be allowed to, I don't think the wife is that horrible. She still agreed the daughter could with supervision. And most of us can't really know what she is going through. She is losing her baby girl, and now she is losing her in another way, her trying to grow up faster since she won't be able to. It's gotta be terrifying to go through that as a parent. The fact the mom still kept a level head and could be reasoned with those speaks wonders for her as a good mother. I don't think the mom is horrible. She's not seeing the big pic because the situation is so devastating. She can't keep her daughter a child because of this, even though her instincts say she should. Her daughter wants to experience adult things. Doctors fall back on their training, gotta avoid addiction, and she is falling back on what is proper for a 16-year-old. Not the asshole. I never understand people who deny their loved ones their vices when they're nearing death. Who cares? Give them what they want. I've been in and around hospice services to see some crappy shit. As long as she's safe and not entering riskier behavior, then go for it. Find a therapist. She can see that she likes to express things she may not want to express to you. She might appreciate an outlet for the inevitable processing of her own untimely death. Even as a kid, I always thought that people in nursing homes should have free rein on any drugs they want. There's no chance of them ruining a future career, or developing a serious addiction, as the drugs would be administered by the medical staff. Give Gary some LSD and let him trip all day. Betty wants heroin, let her chase the dragon before she dies. Bert has always wanted try ecstasy. Sandra is always tired, and she thinks coke will give her a pep in her step. We should let them. Oh yay. If I ever get cancer, deep family history. I'm doing whatever the fuck I want for a hot minute. Then maybe the legal stuff. Man, that's a shitty hand to be dealt. However, you are 10,000,000% not the asshole, though I wouldn't broadcast this as it would technically be illegal. If it were me, I'd let her try anything she wanted. I really mean that too. Had it been heroin and a needle you found instead, I'd still say not the asshole and don't bother her about it. Who am I to say what someone can do with the last part of their life? And frankly, your wife needs to get on board. This poor girl should be able to experience what she wants to, and spend her time as she wants to in these last remaining months. Please don't let your wife's feelings of propriety limit your daughter's dying choices. Your wife has no right to judge here. Some states it's not illegal. Drinking in Mo is legal at 16 as long as you're at home with a parent and do not leave your house. Some states it's not illegal. It might not be legal, but there will be no one sane enough to try and charge her.